Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to the What's Up ESE podcast. I'm Alexis. I'm joined by co-host Jorge today. We haven't seen him in a while. He's been behind the camera the whole time.
Yes, I'm officially back.
Yeah, well, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm just taking over as Claudia returns from touring with Beyonce, I believe.
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
the
yeah.
reason? Okay.
Yeah, she might join us towards the end of it. I know she was catching a flight, running a little late, but yeah. But today we have some very special guests on our podcast. We have another pair of our ESE faculty and UNIV instructors, Aaron Campbell and Sergio Contreras. Why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves?
All right, I guess I'll go first. My name is Aaron Campbell. I am obviously one of the ESE instructors here. I teach UNIV 1301. I've been here with the team now about 6 years, I want to say, 5-6 years. Fun fact is, I think we'll talk about the whole foodie thing here later. I'm a huge foodie, as a lot of the team knows, but I'm also a big gamer. I'm one of the gaming instructors, sports games, big FIFA game. If any of the students want to get wrecked in FIFA, I guess I'm the guy to come challenge.
Yeah, Aaron's beat me, 8-0 in FIFA, 9-1. Oh,
James.
It was a big moment when you scored your goal. I remember that.
your single goal?
But I did beat Stephen Brown, though.
Oh. Nice. Oh. Yeah, he was on the last one. He
whipped me last time we beat.
What's your favorite restaurant? What's currently your favorite restaurant in El Paso?
Probably Victoria's Steakhouse.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Victoria's is really good. Yeah, I'll go with Victoria's.
And your favorite kind of food?
Ooh, that probably depends on my mood. All of Asia, just all of it.
Okay.
American and Mexican. Those would be the rotation, but typically Mexican food.
Dang.
Nice.
The spicier, the better. No matter what kind of food it is.
Nice.
Green sauce or red sauce?
Yes.
Both.
It just.
Well, if I had to pick
one.
one, probably green.
Did you know
Give me
that?
the spicy green?
Did you know that Jorge hates green sauce?
I do know that.
Yes.
We
So
will
disappointing.
correct him one of these days.
Yeah.
Doubt it.
All right. Well, what about you, Sergio?
Well, my name's Sergio Contreras, right? I've been teaching here at ESE for 4 years now. I'm the program lead. Before that, I was an academic advisor for quite a long time. It was a great job. I don't think I could have gotten this gig without being an academic advisor. Taught me everything I needed to know to become a UNIV 1301 instructor.
That seems like a pattern.
Right.
Everyone's an academic advisor before they make it into ESE.
Yeah.
I think that's the pipeline, right? Really, it needs to be that. It'd be.
That's where you guys go to recruit or what?
I don't know. It was me, Steven, Ray, Daniel.
I know
Michelle Pena.
Karina was also an advisor beforehand.
I didn't come from the AE, from the Academic Advising Center, but I was with Core Advising.
He was also.
Dang.
It's like the D2 school that you go to, the NIL package.
Before you transfer over?
Yeah.
You're in the transfer portal?
The transfer
Yeah.
portal.
To ESE?
Steven and I hit the transfer portal and came into ESE at the same time. And so here we go.
Dude, that's super fun.
Good times, yeah. Fun fact, I live in a bubble, right? And so my life has been like a little bubble. So right down the street right here is Schuster Street?
Yeah.
And so if you go down Schuster, you reach Sierra Medical. That's where I was born. And then right down the block is Lamar Elementary School. And I went to elementary school there. Right next to it is Wiggs Middle School. That was me. 2 blocks up, you come a little closer, you go to El Paso High, a little further down the way. And then right after El Paso High, I came to UTEP. So if you drew my house in a little 1 mile circle radius kind of stuff.
Your whole life is there.
My life is there.
Did you just dox yourself on a multi-million viewed podcast?
Oh, jeez. I'm going to start knocking the door. Yeah, I sure did. Let me see. And so now, I barely leave. I barely pass, Cotton Street or Executive. You won't catch me past those places. Oh. Unless I'm at Costco. You catch me at Costco.
Ooh,
yeah.
So nice. I can speak to this a little bit. I've been to lunch and events and stuff off campus with Sergio that are near here. And this guy knows everybody at these events. He's walking in the back of kitchens and restaurants like he works there, owns the place. And everybody's like, yeah, that's our guy. Yeah, I've rarely met somebody with as much pride and knowledge and just wherewithal within a neighborhood.
Yeah.
This is definitely Sergio's stomping ground for sure.
And is that by choice or was it just... it just happened?
It just happened, right? And so, even to this day, I lived in the neighborhood I grew up in. I mean, don't get me wrong. I lived in LA for a little bit. Lived in New York City.
Oh.
When I was a stockbroker for a little bit.
Nice.
Straight out of UTEP, and I did that. But then I came right back to my bubble, right? And so now I
apologize
work in the
for
bubble.
Los Angeles thing. That's unfortunate. I'm from the Los Angeles area. I couldn't get out.
And so UTEP's in my bubble. I walk to work and ride a bike every day to work. And it's a great life. I love it. Wouldn't trade it for anything.
Right.
Well, I don't know, a couple $1 million, trade it.
That's funny.
Okay, so we're really glad to have you on our podcast. And now we want to jump in and talk about kind of like your educational background, academic background, where that, for example, and mainly here in college, and how kind of like that experience was for you. So for our first question, I'll throw it to Alexis.
Oh, yeah. What was your guys' favorite college memory? So now you came here to UTEP, right? And then you were out of state, essentially, in California. But what was your guys' overall favorite college memory?
Yes. So for me, I have to kind of answer that two-pronged because my college experience was meandered a lot. When I first started, I was a first-gen student from a family that, I mean, the only thing we knew about college is that the football teams played on Saturday, you know. Not an academic background, really. When I arrived at Cal State San Bernardino, where I began a creative writing major, not much agency, not much of a academic, I guess, foundation to really jump off of. I made a lot of mistakes, man. Struggled a lot, struggled with agency, struggled scheduling my time, showing discipline. But I did live in the dorms, and I met, to this day, my best friends living in the dorms. We're all still very, very close, keep in touch, all that. The good times I had with them would probably be my fondest memory of my early college experiences. The college football game, NCAA, the one that just came back on EA, it was really popular at the time. We would have all-night tournaments.
Dang.
With like 50, 60 guys, and everybody would buy in. It would
In
be a
one
big deal.
dorm room?
In like a whole dorm hall, yeah.
Oh, snap.
And each room would be having different games. It was like a
That's
little
crazy.
mini March Madness
Yeah.
tournament. That's a really good memory. But the academic side of it and feeling good about myself and progressing my life just wasn't there yet. So I dropped out, went back, worked different jobs, worked grocery, laying carpet, I guess the path that I think a lot of people probably expected of me when I was younger. But I realized after about a year I didn't want to do that. So I went back to school at a different school, the University of Laverne, and by then I did have agency. And one of my fondest memories of that experience definitely is just the difference in the way you see yourself when you're actually getting A's, and it's actually easy to do at a pretty hard school because you have that discipline, you schedule your time, and you're seeing results from it, and you're actually seeing doors opening up for you for the first time. The difference in just your self-esteem and your love of yourself, it was strikingly different.
Yeah.
I try to instill that in my students now because I can see both versions of myself in different students, right? So yeah, the fun I had early on in the dorms, and then the joy I had in seeing myself actually becoming the person I wanted to become later when I had the agency and the mindset I needed would definitely be my two fondest memories for sure.
How was dorm life? Because I feel like for here, UTEP, it's a big commuter school. So not a lot of people get that like dorm experience. How is dorm life for you when you were in college?
The number one word that jumps out is fun. It was a lot of fun. However, you're out on your own for the first time, and you're not mature enough yet. You're not an adult yet, at least the way that the world demands you to be, right? So a lot of dumb decisions, a lot of bad prioritization, but a lot of fun. It's not Friday and Saturday night, literally Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday night, there's parties.
Dang.
And you're having fun and meeting people and having experiences that you can't have anymore, later in life. So it was definitely fun. However, looking back on it now as an adult, as a dad, as a professional, it's like I almost roll my eyes at it too, because you're thinking, yeah, I was a goofy 18-year-old kid making decisions that probably weren't the best for the time, but it was fun.
Now, as a foodie, how was dorm food?
Terrible. We had a commons, much like the buffet here on campus, that we had access to as dorm students, and it was buffet style hamburgers, the frozen potatoes and stuff like that, and you would only be able to go like 2 or 3 days a week. So what we would do is we would bring our backpacks and put like hamburgers and napkins and just take them back, and we would live off those hamburgers in our refrigerator. They were awful, but we had to eat something. The other thing we did too is everybody had just boxes of ramen.
Oh, dang.
And we got sick of the
delicious.
regular ramen, so we went to this new thing called the dollar store that were just popping up, right? And we get the big jugs of Valentina for $1. And we would cook our ramen in Valentina. And I look back on that now, I was like, that was 99% sodium. But
That's crazy.
but it was good, at least for college, dorm life, I guess. Yeah, the food wasn't very good. As a matter of fact, that's one of the inspirations for one of the workshops we do in Promote, where we teach students how to eat healthy on a budget, to where they can actually eat good food that isn't that. But we'll get to that.
That's crazy. Ramen in Valentina.
Yep, that's good. Sounds
insane.
delicious.
Oh, you
Yeah,
said
it's
Sergio.
definitely better than the regular ramen for sure.
What you said, Sergio? Your favorite
Overall memory.
college memory?
Oh, I want to go on a little rant here, first of all. Right?
Oh boy.
When I became an academic advisor, right? When I was a college student, I didn't do a damn thing, right? I wasn't in like any kind of organizations, no student employment, no internships, nothing. And when I became an academic advisor, I realized that I did it all wrong, right? Like I should have done all that stuff, realizing and reflecting on my college experiences. Man, there was a lot more things I could have done. So it's a good thing you two are doing these things, and y'all are like way ahead of us, definitely compared to us when we were students. But with that said, I'd say like my favorite memory was just going like the football games. You know, when I was a student here at UTEP, we had teams that won. Right?
Ooh,
Like
that sounds like a legend, a myth.
right? Where's that winning season? It was there when I was a student, and that Sun Bowl was packed, man. You go in there, and there were like just a ton of people there, and it was cool, fun times, and you had a little bit of pride in your school and stuff. And I imagine though those winning waves are gonna come back, and you guys will get to enjoy it.
Hopefully. Well, I mean, Jorge's graduating this semester.
Yeah, so I'm not. I'm not
So I don't think he'll be able to experience
You
that.
missed it.
I missed it.
Oh, yeah, come back as one of those outstanding actors.
I was probably the bad omen. Once I'm gone from UTEP, everything just goes great.
It's because you've been here a while. Jorge
Yeah.
at our last podcast said he's been here for 40 years.
Yeah, I've been here,
he's-
elder statesman,
It's because
everything.
the
He's
lack
the
of
PL
verde
vet.
salsa, If you
Yeah, he
put
is
a little
the PL
green
vet, though.
enchiladas
Yeah.
in there, we'd start winning.
I think you were here when I started working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe I was in your interview actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And
I'm
he's
part of
probably
the
at
committee.
academic advising before that
Yes.
too. You know,
But I got the
seeing how-
peer leader gig. I'm
Yeah.
doing side quests.
You went from academic advising to being a peer leader.
Yeah.
Who's the first instructor you
crazy.
worked with, Jorge?
Oh, it was you,
Yeah.
Mr. Campbell.
Very
very fun
interesting
experience.
experience. But by the end of the semester, Jorge was an absolute rock star for sure.
Oh my
It took him
God.
one semester.
That's
Oh my
crazy.
God, let's switch it up because I'm blushing. I'm
Real
blushing
quick,
right now.
I want to touch on something Sergio said. I completely agree with looking back on my college experience. Even when I was prioritizing things well and getting straight A's and honors, I wasn't doing the extra stuff. I wasn't going to games. I wasn't involved. And when I see students doing that now, man, I admire you guys. I wish I would have had my head on like that back then. That's one thing I would love to change. I'd love to go to more games. I'd love to be involved more. Basically, even when I was getting the right grades, the focus was the class. There was nothing extra.
Even with the games, like the students here, they get free tickets.
Yeah.
And you go to the games, and there's like no students there. Right.
You want to know how bad it was with me?
yeah.
I was dating the shooting guard on our women's basketball team.
right.
And she wanted me to go to the games all the time. You know how many games I went to? Not a one. And it was free
Damn.
for
You're a
us
great
to-
boyfriend.
Yeah. That relationship really went well, right? It didn't last very long. But I look back on that, and I'm like, what stopped me from going to these games?
Yeah.
But, you're an immature, growing into adulthood, just,
Once they start winning, though, everyone's going to want to go, and then you guys won't be able to get tickets.
yeah.
I have to add something. Mr. Campbell, when you said immature, you straight up just looked at me, said the word, and then just switched back to just looking at everybody.
No.
So,
Nothing intended. Just surveying the room.
sir. Sure.
Because you are the bastion of maturity.
Yeah, exactly.
actually,
Exactly.
Yes.
With all the
And by the way,
experience you
so my college experience too, by the way, was I lived 3 blocks away. Pretty much the house I live in now, I live like 4 blocks away from that house.
Oh, dang.
And so I just walked to school every day, walk back, and it was easy for me to escape school
Yeah.
and come and now I work here.
Dude, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a great life.
That's pretty cool.
Can't complain.
That's pretty good. I know you guys kind of already answered it, but is there anything else about your guys' overall college experience and how that looked like, or any experience that you had that differed from, you think, traditional college students or students here at UTEP?
Well, mine's two-pronged again. It depends on what era you're talking about. Early on, it was doing the bare minimum, avoiding the work in the class as much to have fun with friends, to when I went back to school and was getting great grades and all that, it was the exact opposite, avoiding any parties, any games, any social events, and 100% academic. Even when I was, I guess, doing it the right way in the second part of that, I still would like to go back and maybe go to more games and be a little bit more involved on campus, right? It was black or white, a complete 180 degree shift, and there was no in between. So that was kind of.
Now you had if you're comfortable talking about an interesting college experience towards the end of your college with your academic advisor that I can guarantee you.
How dare you, sir?
That I can guarantee you no college student, at least 99% of them, won't ever experience.
Sure.
How was that?
Wow. I had a long-term relationship in college, and we were going to the University of Laverne together, and I found out that she was cheating on me on Valentine's Day, and we broke up. And the campus we were attending was small, so everybody knew us. Everybody knew us as the couple. So when it blew up, the entire campus heard about it, including the staff and advising team. Our advisor, both of our advisors, was the same person. So when the dust settled from that, and I'm getting ready to graduate about 8 months later, I kind of realized, I kind of have a crush on my advisor, and she's about my age, and I know I'm not supposed to do this, but now that I'm graduating, I'm going to ask her out and see if maybe this is like, I don't know. And she took me up on it, and we're married today, 17 years. We're celebrating 17 years of marriage.
That is like one of my favorite stories of all time.
The most, looking back on that, the craziest thing is my wife, Nicole, knew both of us and knew the entire story and saw the breakup in real time. And like a year later, we're engaged to get married.
Dang. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, I married my academic advisor.
Story.
Don't do that. That's bad.
Do what you got to do. Do what you got to do.
But yeah, I think that's just crazy. I had Aaron as a UNIV instructor. And I felt like a student, like one of his students at that point. When he was saying it, I was so engaged. I was like, no way, bro.
Well, what's funny, I guess we might as well let this be known. Alexis and I know each other outside of work. We're friends outside of work. I actually pulled Alexis in as a peer leader when I realized he was a student at UTEP. And he knows my wife as well, but he never knew how we met. And when you found out that she was actually my academic advisor, was in class, and I remember your shock. I totally remember you.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh. Dude, yeah. What about you, Sergio? Anything else on your overall college experience?
I don't know, but Aaron and his wife throw really good parties, man. They have great food out there, and the drinks are on point.
Amazing food, dude.
Yes. Oh, they love to cook. You guys will get into the food stuff later, but I go over there. So he comes, like, I'll be there for sure.
And how did you guys end up becoming UNIV instructors, or end up here at UTEP? I know homegrown.
Yeah, homegrown, right? I never imagined myself, first of all, teaching at a university, and so now it just happened. I'd applied for this job twice before I even got it.
Oh, dang.
The first time they hired Jacqueline, who, by the way, was also an academic advisor. She was a great hire. I'd probably hire her over myself too. And then after Jacqueline, they hired UNIV used to have a military course.
Oh, dang.
That was at Fort Bliss. And so they hired a guy from the military to come teach. So like, damn, that wasn't me either. And then the third time was a charm. Here I go. And they interviewed me. They loved me so much that I became the lead. And here I am. It's great. I love walking to work. And it's just a great group of people to work with. It really is.
Nice. And how did you go from California to El Paso?
So I share this in class too. My wife is very, very extroverted. I'm very introverted. When we go to social events, I'm in the corner while she's surveying the room, meeting everybody. Well, she likes to meet people. So her parents retired out of Bliss, and they're from Santa Fe, at least her mom is, and she wanted to be as close to Santa Fe as she could, and she retired here anyway, so they just stayed here. So fast forward to my wife and I have been married happily. We're living in California, where I'm from. And she comes to visit her parents, and she goes to a social networking event in downtown for the fun of it. That'll tell you how extroverted she is. And she gets offered a job in downtown right there on the spot, paying a good chunk of money more than she was making in California. So we're thinking we're going to move from the LA area to El Paso, making more money. And I was confident that I could find some job in education. I was teaching out there already in higher ed, and making at least parallel money, which I ended up doing. But we were making more money here and living the American dream, and it was great. Eating out all the time at the fancy steakhouses and not worrying about it, you know, it was cool. But then something called COVID happened, and yeah, her employer did mass layoffs, including her.
Dang.
So, but now we're here. We're here, yeah, and she found another job with another university. It's going very well. I'm loving it here at UTEP. So go Miners, and yeah, that's how we ended up here. In terms of just higher ed, like Sergio, it was something that just kind of happened. I started in the elementary schools, 4th and 5th grade, and then just without looking got offered a chance to teach night classes at the local junior colleges, and I was doing that, and then got offered, without looking, a full-time position at local colleges, which led to administration. And I mean, I just jumped from job to job in higher ed when I jumped in, and I'm not the one to jump to job. It just
happened.
Opportunities just fell in my lap. And what's funny with UTEP, when I moved out here, I kind of knew I wanted to work at UTEP.
Yeah.
But I also knew the reputation. It's kind of hard to get on this campus. I had one phone interview, and I'm thinking, well, I couldn't make it in person for this interview. They're probably not going to hire me. Phone interviews usually aren't that successful. They called me back the very next day, and I'm thinking, oh, good, they're calling me back. They're going to want to interview me in person now. They offered me the job right then and there on one phone interview, so I'm very blessed in that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I look back on that, and
Hey, Aaron does have like a good voice.
with my slur, terrible, my hiding my Scottish
I
accent.
feel like, yeah, we definitely get you. You know what?
Yeah,
And our path is kind of the same. Because since I didn't get hired here, I started working adjunct at EPCC teaching economics to give me
nice.
experience teaching. And so I taught economics there. I forgot to mention, I was a teaching assistant in the economics department here at UTEP also.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, it was fun. Research assistant when I was getting the master's degree. And I was also managing a rock band at the time. And it was good times. I went
That's
around
cool.
the country.
Yeah, we both kind of dabbled in the entertainment industry. I was
Yeah.
going to be a
that's true.
screenwriter. I wrote
Oh,
many
that's
screenplays.
true.
I did have a writing agent. I did go to Hollywood parties. Paramount almost bought a couple of my screenplays. In fact, it looked like they were going to. Yeah, I joke with the students, but I'm not really joking. The plan was to sell a screenplay, go to Hollywood parties, meet Selma Hayek, and live happily ever after. I honestly thought I was going to pull that off. Yeah, I met quite a few celebrities and stuff in LA, San Diego, went to Super Bowl parties. It was pretty cool.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah. But
Dang.
now I'm here. I look back on that too, and I mean this sincerely. I'm kind of glad it didn't work out because I look at Hollywood now, and I don't know if I would have been happy working in that industry. Yeah.
Nice.
Dang, that's crazy. You guys is I
That's a
think
wild path.
You guys is paths are pretty cool. Pretty cool to hear about it. And I mean, since being here, you guys have been placed in charge of a couple of things, you know. And you guys mentioned that me and Jorge are involved, but I think we're involved because of instructors and faculty like you guys. And you guys have been placed in you guys are advisors for Alpha Lambda Delta. I mean, you're the UNIV lead. I know, Aaron, you do some of the next gen stuff or first gen stuff here, but we would love to talk to you guys about the summer bridge program that you guys kind of lead called UTEP Promote.
Before we get into UTEP Promote, they keep pairing Aaron and I together. It just happened.
Yeah.
It's an interesting.
Poor Sergio.
It's an interesting. Poor Aaron, man. It's an interesting little team. He's very type A, and I'm not that, and so I like to.
Hey, it works.
I like to give him a hard time
It
sometimes.
works.
I'll be
Y'all
ready.
compliment each other.
I'll be ready.
Hold on, back up. I am not type A, but I do like to plan things out in advance.
I tell everybody's type A, so I might.
Sure. Yeah, we definitely are an odd couple in that I definitely like to have a plan. I definitely like to follow a script. And Sergio's like, whatever, man, we'll figure it out on the fly. And I'm like, okay. Well, we balance each other out.
And it gets done.
Yeah, it does
Yeah.
get done.
Nice.
In
It gets
fairness,
done.
it absolutely gets done.
So to start off, what is UTEP Promote?
Sure. So during COVID, during the whole lockdowns, I was tasked with putting together a summer bridge program to help students survive their first or at times second, depending on their start, summer vacation. That we have data that shows if a student's going to drop out or fail out, that basically their dream is not going to happen of getting a college degree, opening those doors. It's typically going to happen during one of their first 2 summer breaks. So we wanted to create a program that's going to bridge that gap, keep them on campus, keep them engaged, make them feel a sense of belonging, and just anchor them here at the university so they don't become a statistic. We want you all to get your degrees.
Yeah.
So what we came up with was UTEP Promote. It's 10 days during summer 1 where students come in for free. Their only obligation is just to sign up and show up. That's it. There's no registration with the registrar. There's no like added checkbox on a FAFSA. You don't need financial aid. You just show up. It's free. Every day you're going to get some kind of food, some kind of swag. You're going to get some kind of engagement with a campus partner that's going to teach you in about 20 to 40 minutes something that isn't necessarily academic. It's more professional growth, personal growth, finance, eating healthy, something along those lines, other areas of need for college students. And then the peer leaders take over after that for about an hour and just have fun. Everything from building balloon castles and which team can build the biggest structures, to shooting off water bottle rockets, learning how to ride skateboards, playing Jeopardy. One of the games that the peer leader team came up with a couple summers ago that I really liked was movies described poorly. So a student will come up, one of the teams will come up and say, a green frog man teaches a kid how to kill his father. What movie is that? It ends up being Star Wars, right? And just have fun in some kind of laid back, fun environment. And the whole intent is just to keep students engaged on campus. It works well because the summer classes are accelerated. So if a student takes like a 9 o'clock class, by the time they get out of there, it might be a lot, right? They might need a little decompression. So they come to us and they decompress. They get their lunch, they have fun. They're not going to have a class, right? And then they can either go either home or to their next class at 2 o'clock, whatever it may be. And that's the program. And Sergio and I have been running it now for a number of years. It's been going very well, and we're hoping to build it in the future.
Yeah. And I did Promote as a student, and it was super fun too. And then both me and Jorge worked Promote last summer as peer leaders, which is super fun. I think the whole program is awesome. But what's kind of like the overall goal and purpose of Promote? I know you touched on it a little bit, but what are you guys doing in Promote? Like some of the things that you guys do, like you mentioned, the food stuff. What are kind of things that students will expect coming into it?
You want to jump on that, Sergio, or you want me to stay on it?
Go ahead, stay on it.
Okay.
Aaron, by the way, I just jumped on the whole thing. Aaron had this whole ship riding smooth and going, and so Aaron definitely takes the lead on this Promote.
Fair enough. So the intent of the program, like we said, is to keep students engaged and anchored, and each day is kind of hitting a different area of need. Professor Varela is going to hit on belonging one day. We have Professor Brown hitting on the kind of tenets of skateboarding, and we all know Professor Brown's our skateboarder, right?
Yeah.
Is the same kind of tenets of surviving college and building agency in college. I take over one day and I literally bring in homemade food for the students that are all recipes that are easy enough to make, that are cheap, that's cheaper and healthier than going to McDonald's, right?
That is my favorite day of Promote.
Yes, red beans and rice, fajitas, cornbread, cheesecake, Filipino chicken adobo. My advisor wife is Filipino. So yeah, a lot of different just cheap and healthy foods from different cultures. We have a financial wellness day where an advisor from, I believe is it Washington Mutual?
Yes.
Yeah, Washington Mutual comes in and just teaches the students that, hey, like, we know you're on college student budgets, but like $5 a month now is going to serve you better than $150 when you're 30. Like, it's not how much you're investing, it's when you start. Right?
Interestingly enough, the students really like that financial
Yes.
advice workshop. That was like one of their favorite ones.
Yeah. How to nail a job interview from Luis Rodriguez. The head of student services comes in, Dr. Gibbons, and does the water bottle rockets. So every day of Promote, the intent and what we're trying to convey to the students is going to vary pretty wildly. There's not going to be any academic, right? It's going to be more belonging, personal growth, professional growth, and it's just going to hit some kind of freshman area of need for sure.
Last year we had 3 associate vice presidents come in and present to us. And that says a lot that, you know, you have people like that are way high up there and they're willing to come and take their time to come address freshman students. And it really says a lot to how much the leadership of this university is dedicated to keeping the students here and wanting to be a part of their lives. The presidents come to our presentations.
Yeah, President Wilson joined us 2 summers ago.
I think she's joined us twice too, right? So there's a lot of buy-in from the executive.
And I think that's awesome. And I think it's something I didn't realize, like as a freshman going into Promote, that these are like some pretty higher up people, you know, that take the time out of their summer to do this. And in the fall, like they might not be like the most available or easiest people to reach. So the fact that like our freshman students are able to like connect and network with these people their first summer here, and then to learn from them, I think is awesome. And I don't think it's a big deal. And I don't think it's something that any other program for catered towards freshman students really offers here at UTEP.
Also, something that I've noticed since last semester and this semester, I've been seeing a lot of the Promote students that we had last summer being extremely involved with a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah.
Like on, I believe it was Wednesday. On Wednesday, I had a presentation with my UNIV instructor, Mr. Brown. And one of the presenters that came in representing a department over at Liberal Arts, she was one of the students in Promote. And I've seen a bunch of them. They're always really involved. And I like to think that experience kind of like pushes them into seeing the opportunities that they can find in college and starting already with a plan and like working towards their goal. So that's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I saw someone from Promote also, and I was like, she looks so familiar. She walked into the office and she's like, where's the honors program? Like, it's next door. And I just realized, like, when she left, I was like, she was in Promote. Like, when I was, like, looking over the thing, I was like, she was in Promote. So it's crazy how they're, like, expanding and everyone's, you know, getting into their thing, you know?
The program was such a hit that we got accepted to do a presentation on it at the last first-year experience conference in New Orleans.
Yeah, that was really fun. I was able to jump on that.
I knew all about that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And even like a lot of people were asking questions in the presentation, you know, and I think it just goes to show that, I mean, Promote is something really special that we have here, and that a lot of other universities and people that have their eye on and they would want to adapt that, you know.
We're looking to grow it too. Before we didn't used to go promote in the fall semester, and so this is the first time we went and visited courses in the fall to try to bring students in the fall. And then Aaron and I will go to all the freshman level courses. The UNIV 1301, develop math, develop English, RWS 1301, art appreciation history classes, and we'll go, you know, try to recruit students to come. And we put the posters up all over, the little flyers up all over the campus. And I have a feeling we're gonna have a lot of students this year.
Yeah,
it's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, and it's obviously intended for freshmen or early sophomore students, maybe a freshman that started spring semester and they're just finishing their first full year of academics. But we don't turn students away. We've had a couple, not too many, but a couple juniors. We've had one senior.
We've had people come twice.
Yeah, we've had students come twice, yeah. So
That's
cool.
If we're never going to make a mistake by denying a student, we're going to make a mistake by, you can join. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's something that even if you're not a freshman, I think in any, I mean, even as like working Promote, I think we've sat there and been like, oh, this is cool, you know, like
it was really fun.
we take stuff out of it as well.
Yeah, I think if anybody's listening to this and they have never heard of Promote, the one thing I would definitely want to touch on why a student should join, it's going to help you feel more at home here on campus, but you're going to have fun. You're going to have fun. It's a free program. You just show up. You're going to get free food, free swag, and you're going to have fun. It's not an academic program. The students get enough of that everywhere else on campus. Yeah.
Do you guys have a favorite Promote moment?
So I'll jump on that.
And this could go for Jorge and myself as well, since we've done Promote.
So I mentioned I'm an introvert. Like if I'm gonna connect with somebody and kind of become friends or mentor, mentee, anything with a student, a colleague like Sergio, whoever it may be, it's usually not going to happen as much through conversation with me. It's going to happen through shared experiences or food. I'm a foodie. So being able to cook for people and share like that level of connection, I definitely like the day I cook for the students, for sure, bringing that in. And if a student...
I love it too.
Yeah, and if a student is like, I've never had this before, this is amazing, it's like, that makes my whole summer.
And this past summer was so awesome because I think other students also brought their own food.
Yes.
Like they made desserts at home and we had like a whole potluck, which was awesome.
Yep. We have Professor Brianna Trejo is going to take that workshop over and bring in some baked goods and talk
that's
about
awesome.
Nice. Yep.
Can't wait.
So so I'm looking forward to that for sure. But Sergio, your favorite moment?
Oh, geez, just getting to work with Aaron every day is part of
He's blushing. He's blushing.
It was a favorite moment, not most my nightmares.
No, not the worst parts. The whole thing is just a great time. But I like to say when the president came in and addressed all the students, they were all there and they couldn't believe that the president, Dr. Wilson, was there, talking to them, and it's like, wow, they thought they were just coming to hang out with us and have fun for the summer, and then they see the president, they're like, wow, this means something, and you could tell by the look. And then after that, we all got to eat some pizza from Pizza Joint.
Ooh. Oh, that's good.
We got the Pizza Joint pizzas. Last year we brought in
Chipotle was
Chipotle.
last year. Yeah, yeah.
Chipotle. Yes.
Yeah. What about you, Jorge? Do you have a favorite promote moment?
Absolutely. I think honestly for me, the rocket activity.
Dude,
I loved it.
Same.
It was really fun. Although I do remember specifically that one almost landed on me, but it was still fun. The energy was there.
You got spooked by when it first went off?
Yeah, because I had never experienced it. Because Gabby and you, who are the other peer leaders working, had experienced it. I had never like even saw it, or because I know that like past peer leaders will record the activities and stuff, but I would never even see the video. So I had no expectations. I was just ready, and then we're just flying rockets, and that was really, really fun. Like outside of the business building, I had a lot of fun on that one.
Dr. Charlie Gibbons runs that.
Yeah.
Right. And so you see him. He's one of the associate vice presidents that we're talking about here. The guy wears a suit every day, right? But for this, he shows up in like shorts and a t-shirt. He's like, "Hey, I'm Charlie Gibbons," and it's like,
Yeah, I
It's
think
casual.
my
Very
favorite
casual.
moment would also be the rockets, but it's because we make them like these water bottle rockets, but we make them decorated and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it was really fun seeing like each team's little pitch and their design behind it, but also like throughout the whole program how like they get more comfortable and it just becomes funner and more engaging.
I want to make a point too about Charlie that you kind of touched on. Obviously, we need to model to our students professionalism. We need to model to them professional speaking, professional dress, and we want to get them to that point. However, I think with freshman demographics and sometimes sophomore demographics, it's important not to scare them off with an Armani suit and a BMW key. I know part of the disconnect I had at Cal State when I wasn't as in tune as I should have been, there was an imaginary wall between me and my professors. I didn't trust them because that's how they presented themselves right from the get-go. And I think Charlie gets it. He's dealing with freshmen. So let's show up a little bit more casual and show them that we're human first, and then constructively build towards this is how you look when you get out into the professional world. That's one of the tenets of my classes too. I wear jeans and like a ball cap. Well, the ball cap has more to do with the fact that I've had skin cancer scares and I'm walking around the desert. But the jeans, definitely, it's deliberate. I dress down for the students because you need to connect with them first. Right, and then constructively build towards that. And Charlie gets that for sure.
by the way, if you ever go to Aaron's office, there's a bunch of Donald Duck stuff.
Yeah.
That's
shrine.
to break the ice as well.
That's part of it.
Yep, I'm the Donald Duck professor.
Yeah. No, yeah, but I love that, and I think that's the whole something that's awesome about Promote, and I think the UNIV courses in general is that your guys' goal is to meet students where they're at and then take them where they want to be, rather than like you're in college, you got to be over here, you know?
Yeah, you got to make that jump that you're not ready for in 2 days.
Yeah, and I think it's awesome that I mean you guys dedicate to that to meet students exactly where they're at. And I mean I think Promote's been a result of all that.
I think we've already been kind of like dabbling on it, but if you had to pitch UTEP Promote for a student, how would you say it as if you were speaking to the student? Why they should join Promote?
Yeah, sure. Well, the way I sell it to students is I do tell them about the data we have, that they're most at risk during those summer breaks, and let's avoid that black hole, if you will, by being on campus and being connected. But I give them, it's free. There's food. It's fun, right? No obligations, just show up. I have had in the past students will tell me after the summer, I really wanted to go to Promote this year, but I couldn't because I didn't have the money. And I'm like, did you forget that it was free? Yeah, so we've really learned it's free. There's food every day. Some days that's just a granola bar and like a Gatorade, but some days that's really hot homemade food, right? It'll vary, but there's always going to be food. There's always going to be fun, and every day is free. So that's really the selling points for sure.
Yeah. All right, you said here since you were a former Wall Street broker,
Let's go.
Yes.
Wolf of Wall Street, sell me this pen, sell me Promote.
You're gonna come. You're gonna have a good time. You get free shirts, free UTEP swag.
Oh.
You make some friends. But most of all, you'll have a great time. Did I tell you it was free?
That's good. That's good. No,
I kind of want to go now.
You guys are welcome.
I don't want to go now. Yeah.
As a graduate student.
As a graduate student.
Everyone is welcome. Everyone's welcome.
Yeah.
So Alexis, I want to ask you.
Yes.
Put you on the spot because you walked in the Promote as a student. That helped parlay to you becoming a peer leader in part. Then you've worked Promote now as a peer leader, so you've seen like all different sides of it. What are your thoughts?
I love it. I had a lot of fun. I mean, on both sides of it. The first time it was, I think it was a little intimidating just because I was a freshman, coming in, all these people that I don't know and stuff. But I think it was pretty cool how quick everyone just kind of meshed well together. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. The swag was awesome. The food was awesome. I really did enjoy the peer leader activities, which are people that I ended up I work with now, that were like leading that. And yeah, it definitely did prepare me for what was to come in my next semester. I mean, next semester I was going to be a peer leader, and then on top of that, also with ALD and all that, and just doing like all these things and getting involved definitely made me more aware. And it, I think more than anything, built up my confidence to undertake these like opportunities and to do all this, you know. And then as like working it, I think it's super cool seeing like the other end, kind of seeing like people coming in all shy and then them getting all comfortable, yes, and then them getting all confident towards the end of it, you know, which is super cool. So I love the program.
And those moments where you bump into the students as a peer leader is really meaningful because like they recognize you. I've been meeting with a lot of them. Like, I don't know, where I just bump into them and they still recognize me and they look really good. Like they're in a very good place. And I like to think that being able to have that experience really sets them up to what college is, and they enjoy it more. They take a lot more of advantage of what campus offers.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, join Promote if you're listening. Make sure to be there. We'll put like the link to the sign up sheet at the description of the podcast. And you guys can also follow us on our Instagram for that as well, to check out more info on that. Or did you have anything else to say?
No.
No? Oh. Two, kind of, not necessarily to end off our podcast. Claudia actually just walked in.
Yeah.
So she's going to be joining us for this last segment of the podcast. Come on in. And to end off this podcast, we want to get your thoughts on food. So, Aaron, we know you're a foodie.
Yep.
And Sergio, we know that you eat food.
Yes, I do.
So we would love to get some of your guys' opinions on some of the internet's most controversial food items. We want to see if you all disagree or agree with him.
Okay.
Yeah. Alrighty. So the first one we have, pretty simple. Pineapple on pizza.
Yes.
Ooh.
Aaron likes anything on pizza.
Yeah.
No mushrooms.
Oh, okay.
So what's funny is I hadn't been to biology in forever, but me and the family went to biology last night, and all three, like my wife, my daughter, and I were all putting just massive toppings, and you could tell the workers were like, "Still, you want more?" And I kind of joked to them, I was like, "Yeah, I like a little bit of pizza with my mounted toppings," and they looked at each other like, "Yeah, definitely," because I put almost every topping they had except for mushrooms. I don't get that's like my only full no-go food item is mushrooms. But yeah, pineapple on pizza, artichoke hearts, peppers, the garlic, all the sun-dried tomatoes, any of the oddity toppings, throw them all on there for sure. The meats, all of it.
What about you, Sergio?
I have no problem with it. I had a problem with it until I was like in the 8th grade. And after that, I was like, whatever, let's just eat it.
I don't like it that much. I mean, I don't mind it. I don't think I'd purposely get pineapple on pizza unless I'm in Hawaii and I get actual Hawaiian pizza.
My kid likes that stuff, so I get it for her.
My oldest daughter, that's her favorite pizza topping. I don't think it cracked my top 10, right? But if you put it on there, I'm definitely fine with it for sure.
Jorge, pineapple on pizza?
I've never tried it. I'm kind of...
Never tried it.
So, I mean, we touched on this at our first podcast. Jorge has an interesting taste.
Yes.
I have learned that if you ask Jorge what he thinks about a food, the most common answer is going to be, I've never tried it.
Yep. It's because when it comes, for example, pineapple on pizza, I don't know if it's the pineapple hot. Is the pineapple gonna be like cold?
Well, you gotta try it, man.
Well,
No,
good.
but
Yeah, it's not going on there afterwards.
I don't
It's
like
good.
kind of like the blending of the saltiness of the pizza, the cheesy goodness of it, and then the sweetness of the pineapple. That's something that I cannot just. It's not easy. I have to like brace myself for something like that. And personally, I'm not ready right now to like partake in that experience.
I do get that. Like if you're one of those that has a palate where you don't want to be mixing like savory with sweet or spicy with whatever, bitter, you just want just one.
Yeah.
And then the pineapple on pizza is going to throw you off because it does add like different elements to it. But I'm one of those, like the bolder the flavors, the better, and give them all to me at once. Yeah. So I like the pineapple.
Now, when it comes to sauce, ketchup, whatever kind of sauce, do you guys dip whatever you're eating in the sauce, or do you pour the sauce on whatever you're eating? So let's take fries, for example. Are you dipping fries into ketchup, or are you pouring ketchup over your fries?
I do it both. I'm just thinking about it. I don't have a preference. But
So you
sometimes-
pour
yeah.
and then you get the fry and then you dip it still with
Well,
its
no,
ketchup already on there?
No. So sometimes I'll create a dip,
Okay.
but sometimes I'll just pour it all on. I don't know. It really depends how I feel that day. But I never.
Dang.
Yeah, but I've caught myself doing both. Now that I think,
Yeah.
It depends on what it is for me. Like if it's like carne asada fries, I'm throwing the salsa or tapatio or whatever on there, I just throw it all over it. But if it's just dipping a fry in ketchup, I dip. But the best way to have fries, dude, malt vinegar. Just throw malt vinegar
Interesting.
all
I've never
over
tried
it.
that.
What do you mean? Long John Silver's, man.
Yeah, like the British style malt vinegar on fries is so good. So I drench it and then I'll dip it in ketchup still, but it's really good that way.
Dang.
So
No, yeah,
yeah, it
I'm a
depends.
dipper for sure with any fries or any type of sauce.
I'm as well. I am a deeper. I cannot like when saucing up all my food. There's something about it that I can't. Even though I like soggy food, just like drenching it in the sauce, it's not my style. Dipping.
I wouldn't put ketchup all over fries.
You have more
But
control
I'm
when you
thinking
dip.
like carne asada fries with
I
the
would.
cheese.
Yeah, that
and
I
salsa.
see.
I would have
Yeah.
done it. I've done it.
Yeah.
You would. Now, when you cut a sandwich, do you cut it diagonally or just vertically? Like, are you eating your sandwich as a triangle or as a little square?
Now you're assuming I made the sandwich out of square bread.
Oh,
I cut it diagonal.
oh my!
Cut it
You
diagonal.
cut it diagonal? Yeah, I think that's. Aaron,
I have no way to like
I think there's a right way.
rationalize this,
I
but
think there's
I
a
cut
right
it
way.
vertically for some reason. Maybe almost because it's different.
I think it tastes better if you cut it diagonally.
Okay.
Oh, yeah?
I think so.
I like telling my wife. We actually had this conversation like a month ago, and she was rolling her eyes at me. I was like, "Babe, there's more sandwich when you cut it diagonally." Yeah, and she was like trying to make sense of my nonsense.
It's the
there.
same stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But that was the way I was having fun with it.
Yeah, I think diagonally is the way to go.
Yeah,
For sure.
I cut it diagonally when I have the choice. It doesn't really matter, but for whatever reason, I do.
You know, when I go to a restaurant and they cut it horizontal, I'm
You
always
send
like,
it back?
No, I'm always wondering, like, wow, they cut it
What
like
is this
this, huh?
nonsense?
What is this? But I figure it's for packaging purposes. I don't know.
Could you imagine?
Maybe.
Where's your manager?
You're cutting this like that for?
Jorge, diagonally or are sandwiches not your thing?
Whoa. What kind of sandwiches?
Have you ever had a sandwich?
Have you ever had a sandwich?
What kind of
Probably-
sandwiches do you like? Let's do this.
Sure.
I don't know. I wasn't ready for this.
Real quick, while you're thinking, I'll give you a second. This is where I'm at with my man Jorge. I asked him what toppings does he like on a hamburger about 6 months ago. He's like, I've never had a hamburger.
Oh
I
my
don't
gosh,
believe
that
that.
is crazy to
I don't
me, bro.
believe-
That is
Never
insane.
had a hamburger.
I might have lied to you. I've only had like homemade hamburgers, but I've never had like an outside.
We introduced Jorge to Taco Bell
Yeah.
on a Friday.
Oh, you must have. Mine was blown. That's great Mexican food.
It was I think I had the enchilada burrito. It was really
Churrito.
good. Yes, sure. I had it and it was really good. I really liked it, and also the nacho fries were good. But that's only everything that I tasted.
How am I the only one here that's like, I would never lower myself to Taco Bell?
I love.
I had to
I love
try
that
it,
stuff, man. That stuff's great. It's great food.
It is great. It is great food.
but for
The sandwich, yeah.
for sandwich, I was kind of quiet because honestly, I don't cut my sandwich. I just eat it. I guess raw
Yeah,
dog
that's
it.
fair.
I just
wanna
eat
go
it.
back to that. I don't cut my sandwich either.
Oh, you just said you cut it diagonally, bro.
Well, I have. If I were to cut it, it would be diagonal. But
Okay,
now that I
but if
reflect, I'm just
The
grabbing whole
original
thing.
question, though, is what kind of sandwich do you like, right?
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, so
He's like the bread.
bread, cheese,
That's it.
ham. Next question. Okay,
Bread,
so
cheese, ham. There it is.
Yeah,
ham
that's
Bread,
all
sandwich.
cheese, ham. Okay.
that's all I
sandwich.
need. No,
That's
no
fair.
greens, no nothing.
ham.
Mayo,
Sandwich.
mustard, anything?
Ugh.
Really? Both?
Buffalo,
Okay.
Oh,
straight up, some buffalo on it.
Some
Give it some
buffalo
spice.
that's
ham.
interesting.
Some white bread.
That's
That's
it.
interesting. Now, what about ketchup on eggs?
Oh,
Ugh.
I want to go back to the sandwich. What kind of
Oh,
sandwich
my
you
bad,
like?
my bad.
Yeah.
What kind of
sandwich you like?
do I like?
Yeah. What kind of sandwich
I
you
like all kinds of sandwiches. I think sandwiches are amazing. I like a typical like ham sandwich. My parents, I mean, they do like food delivery and catering and stuff like
Okay.
that. So they always make. I mean, they make the best sandwiches. I think like this croissant sandwich, croissant bread with turkey, lettuce, tomato, mayo. Chicken sandwiches are really good too. What I don't like is chicken salad sandwiches. Yeah.
Okay.
but I think
I'll do chicken salad.
any kind of sandwich. If we're talking like chain and stuff, I think Jersey Mike's has the best like sub sandwiches. I grew up on Subway, but once I got Jersey Mike's, I'm like, this is it, you know?
So I'm like I stay in my lane with the sandwich shops. I only get the Italian, the sub Italian. I don't get any of the other stuff on the menu, and I pretty much judge all the sandwich places off that one sandwich.
Yeah.
The Jersey Mike's Italian is
Jersey
so
Mike's
good with that
good. Mike's Way?
spicy relish. That no, I don't get it Mike's Way. I put the spicy relish on it, spicy.
Yeah.
And then I put a lot of the vinegar on it. Oh, it's so good. Yeah. But that's my sandwich, is the Italian cold cut sandwich. The traditional sub sandwich is definitely my go-to.
I like the Reuben. That's my favorite sandwich.
Reubens are good
Good
too.
Reuben.
Yep.
Dang, wait, what's in the Reuben?
Corned beef, right? Provolone. Rye bread.
Yep.
You can't forget the sauerkraut.
The sauerkraut, yep.
Oh.
And then you got the special sauce.
Yeah.
Probably Thousand Island if you want to go cheap.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, Reubens are good. I like Reubens.
When speaking about sandwiches, I do have a bone to pick with Corner Bakery.
Uh-oh.
Since they discontinued or stopped selling my single favorite, I don't know if it was a sandwich or a panini, but it was a meatball one.
Okay.
I loved it. That was my gateway into, hey, maybe there's more to sandwiches than just making them at home. Very simple. And they just stopped doing it. And to this day, I
Because
just...
you were the only one ordering them, bro.
Twice. Just 2 times.
The best meatball is in downtown House of Pizza.
Their pastrami
Oh, I've never
The
tried
pastrami
it.
sandwich.
Heard of the place?
fire.
The pastrami sandwich.
Not their pizza,
best
their
one.
sandwiches.
Their
and
House of
sandwiches.
Pizza's good.
Yeah.
I think Cafe Italia is probably my favorite pizza in town.
Oh, okay.
But House of Pizza's up there.
The one downtown.
Dion's is good too.
I love Dion's.
Oh, man.
Their
Shout
green
out to
chili
Alex.
pizza.
Green chili pizza
Yeah.
is good for sure.
No, sorry, not Alex.
But it's
Chris.
more like American style pizza, right? Like
Yeah.
House of Pizza and especially Cafe Italia is more like traditional
Yeah.
Italian pizza.
Okay.
Have you had Cafe Italia yet?
No, I mean, I've had it in Juarez. I don't know if it's the same here.
Oh, the
Yeah, I don't know
Italian
if they're
one,
the same either. But but this pastrami sandwich at House of Pizza is really, really good, man.
Yeah.
Really good.
Dang.
The best.
But
El Paso.
ketchup on eggs.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yes?
Yes.
Oh, wow, I don't think so.
So I'm not a big ketchup guy, but with breakfast. So I think everybody knows I'm a hot sauce guy. Like spice everything up.
Yeah, I'll eat
Well,
eggs
really
with
quick, really
Tabasco
quick.
with hot sauce.
Really quick. Every time we have breakfast here, like sometimes we'll have a faculty breakfast.
Yeah.
Aaron will bring a bottle of Tapatio, and he'll bring a.
He has a
Tabasco.
holster with it, too.
Yeah. he has a holster.
Yeah,
He
my
does a
does.
brother-in-law
holster
made
of
me
hot
like
sauce,
a little
yeah.
belt holster for my hot sauces. Yeah, I don't really like the traditional Tabasco, but it's a must with bacon and eggs. Like I can't have bacon and eggs without Tabasco.
Yeah.
And yes, I'll put ketchup on it too.
I don't think ketchup belongs on eggs. I think it's... What about you,
Well,
Jorge?
that's
Ketchup
all
on
right.
eggs?
Nobody's perfect.
Ketchup specifically, no. I'm not a big ketchup guy, but I'm a big buffalo guy. And I do put buffalo sauce
Buffalo
on
on
my
eggs?
But my favorite topping to have ever gone into my scrambled eggs is Parmesan cheese.
Okay.
It's
Okay,
really
I can
good.
see
it
that,
adds,
yeah.
It adds
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
Never
yeah.
done that. But
Okay, side question. You said you're a big buffalo guy.
Yeah.
So do you like Frank's Red Hot, Louisiana Crystal Hot
Frank's
sauces?
Red Hot. I put
'Cause
that
That's what
on
buffalo.
everything. I put that on everything.
Okay, fair
Yo,
enough.
where's the sponsor money?
For real?
Yeah.
Some NIL money from that.
No, I was just like, that would be the ultimate Jorge take. I love buffalo sauce. I hate Frank's Red Hot.
Yeah,
It's
that
like
would've-
almost,
and
it's
it would have
like
been expected
90%
from
the same
Jorge
thing,
too.
yeah.
Now,
Nah.
Right on.
I have one more food question, and this is mostly so y'all can back me up in correcting Jorge on this.
Oh Lord. No, I know. I think I know what it is.
Boneless versus classic wings.
There is no such thing.
There's
as
no such
boneless.
thing. It's,
They don't
Exactly.
exist. All these chicken tender eaters trying to make their little chicken nuggets sound fancy.
That sounds like a slur.
there's fancy
I feel
chicken
really
nuggets.
offended.
But ask Jorge if he prefers boneless or classic.
Boneless.
My thoughts
it's all
are
about
eat
boneless.
whatever you like. Just don't call your chicken nugget a boneless wing and make it sound fancy.
I don't call them boneless wings. That's not me. I'm not a part of the issue.
It's
I
a
just call them
nugget.
boneless.
They're tenders, chicken
It's
tenders.
a chicken nugget or a chicken tender.
tender.
No, I'm definitely a bone-in guy for sure.
Yeah, classic
me
for
too.
sure.
Yeah.
Have you had classic wings?
A classic wing? No, I've only had like fried chicken and stuff like that, but I've never had it as like an actual wing, like all sauced up and stuff.
So you've never even had it. So what is it? Is it an aversion to the bone?
Yes, I hate the bone. It's just there bothering me. Like I cannot enjoy. I cannot just like dive into the chicken. You know.
I have an aunt. It's like that.
And
Love
that's
you, Aunt
it?
Annie, by the way. She can't eat anything that's carcass. So if you're gonna make her chicken, it can't be a whole chicken. She can't have any bones in anything. She'd rather have them. She knows it's less healthy for her, but she'd rather have it processed without the bone. you put any kind of carcass or bones, like a fish, she'll do a fish fillet, but if it's the fish, she can't touch it.
Dang.
Because
the fish is the best.
I know,
Yeah,
I'm
for real.
with you, but that's just how she is. And
What's the strangest thing you've eaten, Jorge?
I enjoy my food, and I don't really like to think when I eat. I don't like to have in my mind that, oh, the bone, I have to remove it and stuff. No, I just want to bite into it. Bite into it and enjoy it. No thinking,
Bite around
no
the
nothing.
bone.
Yeah, but
But it's just like...
and
We're
what?
gonna get you some, man. You'll like them.
Sergio had a good question. What's been the strangest thing you've eaten?
Oh, I've eaten insects. I've eaten crickets.
Okay.
All right.
I ate tarantula legs.
Tarantula?
Legs. Yeah, like fries. They like fry them up. So
Is it good?
yes, they're good. Because they taste also like crickets. They taste to whatever you like cook them with. If you do them like chipotle style, they'll taste like the chipotle style.
Tell me about your cricket experience.
It was great. The crunch was really unexpected, but it was fun. I had a big old glass of milk to avoid like the any
Milk
sort of
with
situation.
crickets?
Yeah, I love milk. I'm a milk drinker.
Is this real?
I know.
Jorge, I love you, brother, but you're like the most food adverse person, and then you're like, yeah, I get down with crickets. Like, but you won't eat a pickle.
You force feed me a pickle,
True story. Well, I was like, you have to.
and like
Try
a
a
good chunk
pickle.
of the office was witnesses to that moment. That was like
We're helping you out. We
trying to
do this
expand your
because we
horizon.
care about you.
I'm
that was some sort of
shocked.
hazing
shocked too.
ritual.
Hazing ritual.
It's like, but yeah, but I'll
Whoa,
eat
whoa, whoa.
spiders and
Don't
crickets.
say that word.
Okay. I would try them with you. I mean, I'll try
Spider
anything.
legs, they're good. They're good. They're like they serve them out like French fries, just like in a little tub.
Dang.
You just grab them.
Okay.
They're good. But
That's
apart
crazy.
from both of those, honestly, that's the
I thought you were gonna
strangest.
say pickles.
Like non-insect related, probably pickles for me. Spicy pickles. They were spicy pickles, right?
Yep, they were spicy pickles.
Ugh.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely the weirdest one I've had.
Dang.
Non-insect
I
related.
still have that jar in my office. They're just sitting there waiting for you to come back.
Well,
Good thing I'm graduating.
How about you, Alexis?
strangest thing I've eaten?
Mhm.
I couldn't even tell you. I don't even know. I don't think I eat much strange stuff. Yeah, because I haven't had crickets or anything.
They're everywhere in Mexico. You go in, it's crickets.
That's like becoming more and more of a thing, like the cricket tacos and stuff. I'm seeing that more on the food channels and all that.
Oh yeah, the globalists want you eating bugs.
I think
Anyway,
the strangest
that's a
thing
different
I
show.
ate
Sergio,
was
There
alligator in New
you go.
Orleans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Did you like the gator?
Yeah, it just tasted like a chicken, just chewier.
I'll tell you what, one thing that I miss out here, I don't know why, you can't get like a real hot link out here. Like a legit hot link. They just don't have them like they did on the West Coast. But when I was in New Orleans, they had alligator hot links.
Oh, dang.
Every restaurant I saw that on the menu, I'd be like, give me a side of the alligator hot links. They were so good.
Sounds
How I
good.
miss like a good hot link. I just make a
Yeah.
hot dog with mustard and onions on it, but instead of using a hot dog, I use a hot link. I'm gonna have to like have somebody ship me a box of like real hot links out here.
From
They're
New
hard to find
Orleans?
out here, man. It's just not a thing in
Yeah.
West Texas. I don't know.
Yeah, but I think alligator's the strangest thing. Yeah.
Sophia, my daughter, she loves the alligator. I don't know if it's just her thing. I'm eating alligator, but whenever she has opportunity, she orders alligator.
Alligator's good. Yeah.
Yeah,
alligator's
alligator's
good.
good.
It's slightly chewier chicken is really
Yeah.
what it tastes like. Yeah.
I had an alligator po' boy when we were in New Orleans.
Oh, that's
Good.
cool.
Yeah.
Next time when Jorge's on the podcast, we'll get alligator just for him.
Actually, I tried.
Yeah.
You know where they actually have
Dude,
good
it's
alligator
crickets,
here in
man.
town is the Wing Daddies. They have Cajun like spicy alligator bites, and they're
Yeah.
actually pretty good.
Dang.
Yeah.
I'll try it out. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that kind of wraps the podcast. It's been awesome having you guys on here. Any last words to say to any students, any potential promote people, or any foodies out there?
Just keep the dream going, students. Don't give up.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
find advocates, find mentors, find a support system. That's what Promote's about. And hopefully, we'd love to see you this summer.
Yeah.
Hope to see you this summer.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in.
Hey, thank you for having us, by
Yeah,
the way.
Of
Yeah,
course,
this was
it's
great.
awesome.
Good times.
But yeah, thank you so much for watching and hearing the What's Up SA podcast. We'll put in all the promote information in the description of this podcast episode, and you can also check us out on Instagram and see any more information on that. But we'll see you guys next time. We hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day.
Yeah, you too.
Have a good one.